got a heck of a mess on this thing. Let's grab our creeper here. So, the motor mount bolts are loose. That's problem number, not really problem, nothing's a problem, right? But they're loose. Fuel lines need connected back here. Maybe we should start by sweeping out underneath of this thing. What's that? A engine knock sensor. That goes here. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to connect all up in here. Yeah, wonderful. Ground strap. That probably goes right here. See, we got a bunch of stuff to get connected. So, easiest thing is probably start by, well, start by getting to what we can get to and go from there, right? Yep. Like, that's our game plan. Alright, well, let's get at it. Let's start by tightening these motor mount bolts down. That way this thing doesn't fall on our face, right? Alright, motor mounts are tight. Now, let's see here. This is going to be our crank single. This is a ground strap. Right, you know what? This might go right here. Yep. I got the fuel lines back here. Get them clicked in. If I can see. Alright, that's on. Alright, that's on. We got those two lines on. And so now we got the transmission mount. I need some nuts put on that. So let's go see what we got for those. And find our torque converter bolts. So see if we can get them in too. So let's get these cross member bolts in first. Oh gosh. My big old booty hit that stuff. Good. We got 3 bolts. We'll tighten them down. Alright. What did I do with my other socket? Oh man. I'm losing my mind. The socket rolled all the way over here. So let's put these right here so I can look for them in a minute when I forget where I put them. You know, to make this easier, what I would have done is put this thing the whole way up in the air, but I was concerned about it wanting to fall off. So I decided this was a safer solution. This is definitely a pain in the butt. Yeah, 100% a pain. Perfect. I may have to take that back out to get that exhaust to go in. We'll see. I had a terrible time getting that exhaust to work the last time. Coming apart. I do remember that. It was very tight. Something's not right there. Don't hit it with your surgically repaired hand. think my battery's dead. Wonderful. All right, those are tight. So now, let's see here. So we gotta order a new shifter for the transfer case. That one's broken. The transmission, though, appears to be fine. So we're gonna get that on. Yeah, that one's good. The transfer case needs a bushing. So let's put that on our material list while we're thinking about it. And we'll also grab a bolt for the crank there. Socket for the crank. Right there it is. Oh. Let's get a little screwdriver and we can get that torque converter to line up. Oh. Okay. You know, Jeep could make things so much easier to work on. And I'm not complaining. I worked on BMWs, some Porsches, Audis. I've worked on a lot of stuff. You know, but just as a common courtesy, they could just make something so much easier. Whatever. Get an actual socket on them, though, to torque them. It's just like a terrible location. Trying to get these comfortably tight with this crappy wrench. It's pretty terrible. Oh well. I don't see my other O2 sensor connector. But I have 4 oxygen sensors. Although the other one is further back. So I guess that means potentially it's further back here. Although ouch. I got one here. I gotta find that one. That's a little weird. We're missing a connector. Not cool. It's probably up there. I got some wires that have to fish down here to the starter. So we'll get that done. I guess the next thing, and we'll probably start with that tomorrow because it's getting close to the time I had a lot to beat down here, is we'll get this plate on the transmission. Yeah, get this on the transmission here. Try to get the rest of these wires and stuff that I can see sorted. Yeah. I'm gonna look up there real quick and see if that harness is up there though. See, these are the starter cables. And that's a bell housing bolt, huh? Probably one that we were missing. It's wiring harness stuff. Oh, man. I don't know. Oh. puzzling on that one. Well, that's probably the alternator. Yeah, that's going to be our alternator cable. Or these are going to be our alternator cable, and that's our starter. Maybe that's our starter. See, this one's got a bell housing bolt, though, which tells me that it is a starter cable. I don't know. We'll sort through these then. I'm not super worried about that. A little befuddled, though, on where my other oxygen sensor wire got to. To find that. A little befuddling. I don't know, we'll find it. It's around here somewhere. Let's grab that mount and lay that here so we don't forget that tomorrow.